My name is Jasmine, and I'm doing this for Real Advantage Productions. I would like to take this time to show my love and appreciation to two people in my life who have always kept it real and always been honest with me. Being honest and true is a very good virtue that I personally hold very dear in my heart. I wish I could say everybody has that virtue, but everyone does not. So this story time will be about two people in my life specifically who do. First up is my big sister, Brittany. She has always been honest. Sometimes I think we're polar opposites because we have different values and different opinions, very, very strong different values and opinions. But I know she means well, and I know everything she tells me is from a place of love, and it'll always come from a place of love. So I have always valued her opinion for as long as I can remember. I think I specifically started valuing her honesty when I was in 7th grade. I was going to this dance. I was super excited. I got dressed. I put on this nice dress that I had, or that I thought was nice. And I came downstairs. My parents were there, and she was there, and I was, showing the dress off and stuff, and my parents was just smiling and stuff, being parents. And then she goes, "That's what you're wearing?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" "Yes, this is what I'm wearing." And she was like, "I don't know about that dress." And I was like, "What do you mean you don't know?" And she was like, "It's just a little tight. I just think you should wear something else." And I was like, "What do you mean? I've been waiting to wear this dress. I'm so excited, And I thought I looked my best. She was like, "Let's go see what else you have." And I was just confused because I thought I looked great. I was a little baffled. But I listened because I knew she wouldn't lie to me, and I know that she only tells me things to benefit me, and I know that she means well. So I was like, okay, I trusted her. I believed her. So we went to my closet. We found another dress. It wasn't my first choice, but I do think, looking back, it was the best choice. So I put that dress on, went downstairs, showed my parents. They agreed that they liked it better too. So now there's 3 people voting for it. And I was like, okay, so let's do it. So I wore that dress. I got so many compliments. I remember feeling so pretty. And I think it was like a blue dress, and it was kind of tight at the top, and it was puffy at the bottom, and all the pictures looked great. And I don't know, I think that was the aha moment that I can specifically recall, where I was like, hey, maybe I should listen to it. Maybe her honesty is what I need. All right, next up is, I have to say, my best friend, Anthony. I'm gonna stand up for this one because this is a good story. Everyone has that person in their corner who's very honest and kind of brutal and is gonna give it to you exactly how they should, but you may not necessarily want to hear it at the moment. And for me, that's my best friend, Anthony. We've been best friends since high school, which is, without telling my age, about 14 years. He's always been there for me, my lowest moments, my highest moments. He's just very dependable. It's not a moment that I can recall where I've called him and he hasn't shown up. So I really value that. Whether it's advice on my outfit or just help in general, or more than anything, I guess his advice is what I value the most from our friendship. He always gives me advice on everything. I turn to him for a lot. I vent to him a lot. I confide in him a lot. But I think it's one specific situation. It was in a previous relationship I had, and okay, let me tell you about the relationship. So how the relationship, when you think it's the one and you think you done found him and you see your life with them, and so you put a lot of stock and feelings and emotions in it. And I'm an emotional person, so I do that times like 10. And so we broke up, and I was distraught, and I was very low. And I remember I had been venting to Anthony about it a lot, but this one specific vent session. So I was telling him, everything he did wrong, how he lied, how he was dishonest, how he misled me, basically painting him out to be the villain, which he was. He was the villain. I still believe that now. Just not as villainous as I thought he was. Is that a word? I don't know. It's a word now. But, I essentially, in my head, he was this bad guy who had did this bad thing to me, and I was this good person who was sad. And that's the narrative that I had in my head. And that's how, at being my best friend, he didn't have the other person's perspective. He only had mine. So I'm telling him this, and I'm venting to him. You know, he stopped me mid-sentence, and he was like, well, what about you? And I was like, what do you mean? You know, I'm the protagonist in the story. It's what about me? He was like, well, you know, it's because he knew everything regarding our relationship, because I was very honest with him throughout the, you know, scope of our relationship. He said, well, there were times when you weren't open with him, or you didn't express all your feelings. There were times when you didn't give him space and time to be expressive. There were times when you discredited his opinion, and I was like, what the world? I was very confused, because I don't, you know, this was new to me, and I also didn't understand it necessarily, because it's just like, that's not true, you know? And I think I got off the phone angrily, because I didn't want to hear it anymore. I just wanted to be the sad person who was in the right and not seeing it from anyone else's perspective. But I think it took me a couple of days, but days later I looked back and I was like, wow, you know, he's right, you know, and that allowed me to let go more. That allowed me to understand why this wasn't, you know, a healthy relationship, why it should have ended. And then most of all, I think what it taught me was what to do moving forward in my next relationship, my current relationship. So that honesty is essentially expanded over my previous relationship and now. So there's a lot of value and stock in that, because, you know, that's essentially wisdom, you know. And at the moment, of course, I didn't understand it. I didn't want to hear it. But now that I'm thinking about it, it was very beneficial to my growth and to me moving on and out of that place, and into being healthy and more cognizant of the things that I do or don't do now. So I truly just value that. And, you know, just any advice that he gives me, because I know it's honest, I know it's real, and I know it's going to benefit me in the long run. All right, so those are the two people that are in my corner. Hope you guys were able to relate or get something from that. Everyone needs someone honest. But yeah, I'm Jasmine, and I'm here for Real Advantage Productions. See you next time.